Right. Going live with camera and everything. Hopefully, everybody that was over on this scheduled live will find this one quickly. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I just can't believe the trouble that arises with this freaking technology. But I think I figured it out today. So it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've done a live, and I don't know if they changed stuff or if there's games that my little gadget's playing with me. And Bex, hello again. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. So I was so excited to see Mark Molina, I think was the first one, or was it I'm sorry if it wasn't Mark and it was Susan or somebody else. But Mark, I just subbed to your channel today. Alistair Grant. Hello, hello. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mark Molina. He is very active on other people's lives and he has his own channel. So I think I've watched some of his videos without realizing that it was his channel and without subbing. So today I subbed up. Susan! Alistair, Bex, nice to see you guys. So, my goodness, it has been forever and a day. I'm just so happy to be on live. I just don't even want to like change the subject and start talking about content. I just want to talk about being live. Just kidding. One sec. So, I'm sitting on the floor, you guys. I'm in my yoga pants. This is how I've been coming on lately. Please hit that like button to help with the algorithm. Um, so I wasn't gonna tell you, but I will tell you, I'm really excited to be doing a yoga training soon. So I should get much better at my yoga technique than I've ever been in my life. Um, I've always done yoga. I don't think I've ever been really good at it, but as we get older, it's just really important to keep ourselves limber, flexible. Um, so I'm doing it for all of that just to continue with good health. But honestly, I'm just happy when I can sit Indian style and get back up again. I'm not kidding. Having been pregnant 4 times and having had health issues as well, I don't take anything for granted. Um, so let's talk about these heartbreaking cases. Hey, Mark, I was just telling people about subbing up to your channel today. So everybody should check Mark out. He's got some really good videos on there. Really, really good. And yeah, um, should we just jump right into your stuff, Mark? Because there were some things that I wanted to say about one of your short videos that just showed Lindsay using the past tense in talking about Kylie. And that's the video where she's got Tony right next to her and he looks like uh the Grim Reaper. I mean, I don't know if he's on drugs or what, but he looks awful. Like he looks like he's gonna vomit. So, maybe they had found out that she was no longer. But Lindsay said was, and then she stopped herself and she said is. Um, So that was crazy. The closure one with Angela got me. The closure one with Angela. Are you talking about when she is like snuggling up to Sammy? I was rewatching that, your 35-minute slowdown of that whole thing. And in watching it in slow motion just today, Mark, thank you. Um, it looked to me like maybe I'm imagining things, maybe I'm reading into it, but it looked to me like Lindsay might have threatened Sammy. Like the way she grabs her and the way she like is pushing into her. Um, and then we all know that Sammy was really shaken up, like she was at a loss for words, which she doesn't seem like the kind of person that happens to very often. Um, so I don't know, but it's also interesting to watch in slow motion the what the people in the background are doing. Angela and Sam Brown and the man sitting next to Sam Brown. Like it's just super, super interesting. That was brilliant to slow that down. Everything I say is simply my opinion, simply for the sake of conversation, hoping to open up a discussion. I'm just so happy to see everybody. Let me make sure I don't miss anyone saying hello. Um, and all my videos are made specifically for the YouTube, which is an entertainment platform. And it is August 24th. So I'm just 4 days shy of the 1 year birthday of the day that my channel was birthed. But I didn't do my first video until August 30th, I think, 2 days later. I did my second video the 31st. I think I skipped Kylie's birthday, September 1st, intentionally just to have like silence, a day of silence. I think that's how that happened. But anyway, my third video, which was September 2nd, kind of went viral, and that really helped me get my channel off to a good start. I think my channel has been shadow banned at times because of the coverage of Kylie. Um, and it was the other Mark was the first person to suggest that to me. I didn't had never heard of shadow banning. I didn't know what it was. And then I thought, yeah, I believe he's right. At first, I didn't really, I thought he was just having an opinion. but, and that Mark, as you guys all know, he passed away. He had some terminal illness. It was super sad. Before Kylie was found, the Plaza, Placer spokesperson said, "Bring the family closure." Someone said, "We got this. I love you." Oh, wow. There's so much that we missed. In one of your videos from a couple of weeks ago, I was just reviewing them this morning, and there was something profound that we all missed that you caught. And I made a comment in there. I said, it took over 12 months, and finally you are the first one to catch this. Like, you win a prize. You definitely win a prize. Hey, Rhonda R. It's been forever. And Kazi can't sit Indian style anymore. I stand like 18 hours a day. I have a hard time getting up, and if I sit too long, it hurts my bum. Yeah, like I said, I am very appreciative to be able to do those things. Doing yoga, gardening, swimming, walking, the simple pleasures in life, definitely. Um, so you guys, I've been absolutely devastated over Maui. I mean, of course, I've been devastated this whole year over Kylie, absolutely devastated over the Idaho 4, and Maui is just like a freaking sucker punch. Sammy and Lindsay seem sus AF. I agree. I totally agree. Um, and So yeah, I say do what you can as far as exercise goes. If it's, standing is, I think, good exercise. Keeping your balance is good exercise when you have health issues. And especially as people age, like balance is a really big deal. Um, Maui is raw and wrong, so bad and sus. I don't know what pickleball people means, if that's like the fancy pants people in Maui, but I really want to talk about that. Uh so I want to talk about all three. I put all three in the title. Um, with the Idaho 4, you guys, I've been trying to keep up with it and at the same time trying to ignore a lot of the noise because I think that's all it is just a bunch of noise. I'm sure everybody knows, or most people know, that uh, the defense attorney requested a stay yesterday, meaning that um, they're not going to start their trial in October. And Judge Judge allowed that, and I think that that was a good move. I think it really makes Koberger look that much more guilty, especially to people that already thought he was guilty. Um, but the judge said something that really got me. And what he said was that it was a complicated case. And I'm thinking, if it's what law enforcement is trying to say it is and what mainstream media is trying to say it is, There's nothing complicated about it. You got a psycho, you got homicide, you got DNA on a sheath. There, done, right? You got phone pings. It's over. Firing squad, we're on it. Why would he say it's a complicated case? Unless there's so much more to it. Like, I have been getting more and more suspicious that there's a ton to it. But in the event that the criminal defendant is being set up, it's an uphill battle. I mean, he doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell, in a sense. I mean, especially in the state of Idaho, in my understanding, it's just different there. It's not like the rest of the country. But pretty much anywhere, if you have law enforcement planting evidence against you, you're not going to win your case because what they say is considered fact, what you say is considered hearsay. So, um, I bring it up again and again. Dean Gillispie, I think is his name. I think I misquoted or misnamed and said Dale Gillispie the last time I talked about him. Dean Gillispie in Ohio won a $45 million jury settlement this past November of 2022 for being wrongfully convicted back in the early 90s. He spent 23 years in prison. He spent 11 years fighting, um, trying to win a lawsuit after being exonerated by the DNA. But the police knew that he was innocent when they decided that he was going down for the crimes that he didn't commit. So this Dean Gillespie is a little bit older than me. He's, I think, 57 right now, and he's been out of prison for probably 12 years. He's got that $45 million coming his way. I don't know if he's been paid out or not, but it's a really good case to look at when people have trouble believing that police would do such a thing. Many people have trouble believing that. A lot of people don't have any trouble believing it because they've seen it. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, I think, to those of us that like to try to be logical and like to try to make sense of things, um, unless they're protecting the guilty party. So, like with the Dean Gillespie case, it makes me wonder if law enforcement is possibly the guilty party. And these were essays that he was convicted of. So let's see. Oh yeah, I know pickleball people. I know it's getting really popular. It's been around forever, but yeah, it's a thing right now. I also think that the lawsuit against Upchurch is just them trying to get money. Ryan had valid opinions, just like the rest of us. Yeah, I'm still not convinced about the lawsuit against Upchurch at all. I mean, just the fact that it's got the father-in-law and the son-in-law, that's bizarre. That's just simply bizarre. Um, they would have separate lawsuits, as far as I know, the way those things work. Um, so yeah, Koberger, complicated case. Judge called it a complicated case. Why? That's my big takeaway. Like I said, I feel like a lot of the talking heads in that situation right now is just a lot of static and a lot of noise. And I don't need the aggravation. I don't need a big argument one way or the other. Let's just let this case go to trial. I was hoping it was going to go to trial in October, but who knows? It's going to take a long time now, it sounds like. Why was the defense wanting with BF? Alistair Grant, I see you respelled your name. That's funny. Um, yeah, what does Bethany have? Um, I mean, just the PCAs, you guys, the arrest affidavits are sus, in my opinion. But yeah, let's just keep skipping around from case to case. I see Susan Hunter says, in my opinion, Kylie's mom had something to do with Kylie's death. You know, I really hate to think that there's any credence to that, Susan. Um, but I I have to agree. I have to agree. Anybody losing a child is going to be so freaking devastated. And we just simply didn't see that with her. We saw her like lashing out at YouTubers. Nobody got time for that when you've got a child that's deceased. I mean, seriously, give me an effing break. Um, it took me a long time to grow suspicious of her. I, kind of stuck with the people grieve differently and da da da. Um, yeah. And in my opinion, she shot herself in the foot when she did her big whining, like, oh, I just want to hear her voice and I'm so sad. And there's like a black gate behind her, and she's just her face is like extra contorted, and she is like fake crying. There's not a single tear. And it was, I think, a long news interview, and she's just begging, like, Kylie, I'm so sorry, and come back, and blah blah blah. And it's so strange. And I think that that was the videotape that kept Ryan Upchurch up at night and got him very heartbroken for the mother and decided to get into the case. And then it backfired, I think. This is all my opinion. Because Upchurch was sniffing it out and he was sniffing some rats. Um, and yeah, they're just trying to get everybody so afraid of um, criticizing the family. And it's legal to have an opinion. It's legal to express your opinion. It's not legal to trash people for the sake of trashing them. That's what slander is. But having an opinion based on information, that's just life, especially here in the United States of America, where we value freedom of speech. It's quite simple. Um, Have you seen Truth and Transparency spot on the DNA proclamation looking for the three other DNA profiles? No, but I know that that's been, something that a lot of people have focused on is why did they just hone in on one of the DNA profiles? So yeah, I've seen a lot of other channels covering that, not hers, and I know she does some good work. Let's see. Mark Molina says, Susan, I lean that way too. She talks in two ways, one normal and one with cadence. We don't know Kylie last proof of life. Church is street smart. We absolutely don't know Kylie's last proof of life. And yeah, your video about the alleged last proof of life, which many people have argued looks a lot like Sammy. And I have always thought that it looked a lot like Sammy, but I've always thought that it was Kylie. And then I started to think maybe it was like an image superimposed of each of them. So, like the thing that you guys that think it's Sammy believe is the shadow or the tattoo on Sammy's chest that's in that screenshot from the surveillance camera in the convenience store, allegedly. I've always thought that that was a shadow. Like even today, I was looking at it like I can't see that it's a tattoo. Um, but you kind of convinced me today, Mark, that that is actually Sammy. You won me over. And I said something like the power of suggestion because we were all shown that photograph that this is the last proof of life of Kylie. And so we just took it at face value. And then it took a while before people were like, wait, what? Like things are weird in this picture. It's off. And yeah, there's so much morphing of Sammy and Kylie. And I have gotten the single white female vibes the whole time with this case that Sammy was extremely jealous of Kylie and that she kind of wanted to be her. I think Sammy's probably got some skills and talent with acting, and Kylie obviously had mass skills and talent with music. And She was just a very exotic beauty, and, Sammy's a very attractive young woman too, but Kylie just, I think, had a lot of mysteriousness about her that made her, very enticing to the people in Truckee, especially because she lived up on that mountain and she was homeschooled, so, people would hear about this talented girl, but probably not see her too often. Um, and then as she got older, you know, developing and having boyfriends, like, I'm sure she was the talk of the town. And it worries me that she was maybe the talk of too much grown up people as well. I want to talk about one of the extremely rich, famous people from Truckee that seems to have his hands in the business of Maui, and that's the guy who started Facebook. So I'm very suspicious. I also think it's wild. It could be a coincidence. We got a bazillion of those that Biden and his wife have been, I think, vacationing in Tahoe, and then they traveled from Tahoe to Maui and then back to Tahoe. I just thought, hmm, things that make you go, hmm. Let's see, where are we at? Is Ickmael seeing Upchurch now? I'm sure you meant suing, right, Noel? It sounds like it. It sounds like that's what's going on. And, you know, I would like to see these lawsuits go to fruition because I don't think it's going to go well. But what do I know? Um, and what's her name? Why doesn't little Miss Zanime sue Upchurch? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it happening. Um, Sharon says thank you. I'm not sure what for, but you're welcome. And let's see. The bump on cheek is what I focused on. The bump on cheek. Can you fill me in there, Mark? I don't think there was a huge party. It happens a lot. Kids being mad at kids have someone to invite them to get jumped. Rhonda, I think that's exactly what happened. And Mags, she set her friend up and they were actually friends. And I don't know how she lives with herself. Um, it happened to my son a while back. A friend called him that he was upset and needed him to come to where he was. And it was a setup because the kid was trying to get in a different friend group. Oh my goodness, Rhonda, I am so sorry. That's crazy. Is your son okay? Dang. I mean, I think that's what happened to Kylie. I definitely think that's what happened to Kylie. Um, oh, Sammy's cheek in photo of Sammy, both fake and celebration. Oh, the bump on her cheek. Are you talking about like like it's a bruise, like she was hit? Because I think I've seen some of that. Or are you talking about when you say fake with a capital F, are you talking about that photograph that they said was the last proof of life? Um, yeah, Mark's got a lot of great ideas, you guys. I'm telling you, go sub to his channel. He's a small channel. I don't know how long you've had it. I usually that's like one of the first things I do is check to see how long someone's had their channel. But I think it's just a couple of hundred subs so far, and I apologize I didn't sub sooner, but I did today. So you got one more. This world has changed so much. Not sure if it's a bruise or a boil. Yes, fake gas photo. Have you heard about Obama chef drowning on a paddle boat? I have not. I've heard nothing about that. Um, so yeah, you guys, Maui is so disgusting. I mean, where to begin? I just found out last night that I have an old friend who has been living right there, was in the fire. He survived, lost everything. This is a friend of mine from somebody that I knew way back. And so we've been friends on Facebook a little bit, but I had lost contact with him. I thought that he was in Oahu. I thought he was in Honolulu, and maybe he was and he's moved, but yeah, I'm gonna try to say Lahaina? Lahaina? I think I said it right. So he's been living in Lahaina, which I have an old friend that lived there a very long time ago. But now I just found out that I know somebody who's there, and man, I've been watching that channel, Hawaii Real Estate, which I highly recommend. I think it's really good. The real estate agent has had his channel for like 12 years, and he's kind of turning it into like a investigative journalist channel right now. Um, and it's kind of looking like true crime in a sense, because if this was anything other than a forest fire, then yeah, the whole place is a crime scene. The whole place has not been treated as a crime scene, and everybody in a position of authority knows or should know how to manage the situation. If they don't know how to manage it and they're just buffoons, that's just as liable as if they're corrupt. So a lot of times people that are corrupt try to pretend that they're just buffoons, but they're dumb like a fox basically. And just yesterday on the Hawaii Real Estate Channel and a couple of others, some news channels, it sounds like about 180 deceased persons have washed up to shore yesterday, and that they were put into body bags, they were put on ice, they haven't been ID'd. They're not talking about it, they're not acknowledging that this happened, they're not answering questions about how many might be children. Um, it's horrifying. I have a lot to say about the Hawaii case, so let me make sure I keep up with you guys, especially Rhonda, with what you said about your son. Let's see. Um, he's fine. This happened a couple months ago. The kid that did that been begging him to forgive him, but my son told him they could no longer be friends. Well, good for your son, because yeah, you definitely don't want somebody in your life who would ever think that that was something to do. I mean, to anybody, but especially to you. I can't believe you caught alive either, Mom's AF Pennsylvania style. Well, Rhonda, I'm so glad that your son is okay and that he's got such good common sense. I hope he has some good friends. It sounds like he's got good skills at selecting his friends carefully. That is sacred land, and I believe it was intentional. Hey, Kathy Jean. Yeah, it seems that it was intentional. And like I said, I have a lot to say about it. So let's get into that. But I want to just read up with everything you guys are saying so I don't fall behind. Because once you fall behind, it's impossible to catch up. The rich wanted the land, so greedy. I hope and pray they are all able to keep land and rebuild. Um, and Yeah, sending prayers to Rhonda and her son. So crazy, so scary. It's just crazy and scary that people are like that. It's crazy and scary that people are like Sammy. Crazy and scary that people are like Mags and Mark. I'm glad that you expressed your suspicion of Jägermeister, because I've never lost my suspicion for that kid. I completely am not down with how he has presented himself on social media, and ugh, it's been a year. I think that if any of these people in Kylie's life had a shred of credibility, that they would speak some truth. Maui is not for sale. So one of my biggest concerns with Maui right now is the locals there, and I have so much trouble saying it. Lahaina. It's not that hard. I just have like problems. Problems. Um, So hopefully I'm saying it right, Lahaina. I've been practicing and practicing and practicing. Those Hawaiian words, you guys, if you haven't been to Hawaii, it's insane. I mean, they use like 6 letters of the alphabet again and again and again, and it's just wild. Their language is very wild. King Kamehameha is like a perfect example. And I don't even know if I threw an extra Maya in there or not. It's like this long, King Kamehameha. Look it up. It's the way a lot of the Hawaiian languages. Um, and that part, Lahaina, is what do they call it? Lahaina town. And they outside of Lahaina town, they call it the country. So it's really like the only affordable part of the island. Um, it's where a lot of locals live. It's where a lot of working class folks live. And that's the part of the island that was burned down. And there's so many suspicious features and factors about the entire thing, like just common sense. Like, why were there no airplanes dropping the hot pink or bright orange stuff out the way they do when there's forest fires? This was not a forest fire, as far as my understanding goes. This was caused by power, I think, but maybe more metaphorical power than actual like electricity. Um, the whole thing with the dewdrops, with the tones that you know, I didn't write it down. The um, you guys know what it is. The DEW is some. It's this isn't correct, but it's something like destructive electronic weaponry, something like that. I know the last word is for the W is for weapon, um, but basically it's frequencies. And so it works a lot like lasers. And there's this whole wacky thing with royal blue deflects the the fire. So things that were blue survived the fire. But I think the fire's still burning too, isn't it? Do you guys know? Um, yeah, let's see. The rich wanted the land. That's been going on for decades and generations. Absolutely. And the land grab, I hope the people build who deserve to be there. So, what I started to say is my concern is that people will leave because resources are scarce. It's a very expensive place to live. There's a ton of perfectly fine housing, but it's people's vacation homes. It's their, their Airbnbs or whatever. And are they going to allow locals to stay there? Or, I mean, they can probably even rent them out and FEMA can pick up the bill for some of these families. But it sounds like the Red Cross and FEMA and all these services that are supposed to be there for the victims are very, very hard to access. And some of the biggest concerns right now: lack of internet, lack of cell phone coverage, clean water, just your real basic stuff. I mean, these days, it's almost like we can live longer without water than we can without internet. I mean, it's just the way things have evolved, right? But a lot of these people outside of the La, Lahaina, Lahaina, Lahaina. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm crazy like that. Um, right outside of the village, they call it the country, and there were a lot of encampments and yurts and things like this. I don't want to call it a tent city because there's just so much stigma attached to it. But this was a part of the island that the wealthy people despised, and law enforcement as well. Um, Sarah, hello, Justice. I wish you a great day with these cases. Wow, is all I can say. People are getting very dark and scary. Love watching you with these cases. Maui is very sad and strange. The saddest thing, it's all of these people that's so sad, but the kids especially. The kids especially. So let me just real quick say something before I forget, because this has just been messing with my head. The plan is to like spray some kind of hot pink epoxy all over the burned land to like seal in all the toxins. That sounds so dangerous to me. That sounds like kicking the can down the road and creating much bigger problems in the future as far as the toxicity goes. Um, that sounds like a real short term solution to a very real long term global problem. So, for those of you that haven't heard about that, I just wanted to put that out there. Um, that's one of my biggest concerns. Can't believe so many super rich own so much. That island owned by Oracle CEO. Oh man, Mark Molina. I know Oracle. They have an office in, I think it's their flagship office is south of San Francisco. And yeah, for people who don't know what Oracle is, it's a company that just deals in everything money. So I knew people that worked there, and one of my friends sold licenses all day to people in Dallas, Texas. They're they were licenses for drilling. So these people already had licenses for drilling, but they had to renew their license to drill each year. And that's what she did full time for a living. And she made really good money. That's the type of stuff Oracle does. And it's funny that they have a name that is kind of like kind of church like, you know, in my opinion. Bingo, maximize profits. The super rich don't care about people. All they care about is money. Hey, outdoorsy life. I've seen you around a lot lately. Um, thanks for being here. Boats burning seems not natural. Things that don't burn, things not affected that should be. Direct energy weapon. Thank you, Susan. You nailed it. Direct energy weapon. So yeah, it is frequencies that kind of operate like lasers, but it makes sense why they didn't sound their alarm system that is not just for tsunamis. For anybody to say that they thought that people would think there was a tsunami and that they'd run into the fire is the most ludicrous crap in the world. That's just preposterous. So it sounds like they didn't want to sound the alarm because it would have counteracted the direct energy weapon that was burning everything up. Um, what the hell? 700 Biden too rich. Thanks, Susan. I couldn't think of it. Lahaina. Squirrel's on fire, girl. What you doing here? I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you. I'm so happy that all of you guys are here. La, hi, na. It's not that hard, but this is one of my brain problems. I'm severely dyslexic, you guys, and this is like a dyslexia thing with words like that. That once I have trouble with it, it just my wires never uncross. So I'll just keep stumbling over it. I know it's la, hi, na, Lahaina. It's not a very difficult word. It's just me. I got problems. I like to say if that's my biggest problem today, I'm one lucky SOB. So just I like to say to be grateful for the problems that you have. Did anyone see a video about FEMA convoy being neutralized? I've not seen that video. Um, but yeah, apparently these FEMA folks are staying in some of the nicest resorts, which, that's fine if they're gonna do a good job, but it sounds like, um, their jobs aren't really getting accomplished. Um, let's see. So, R is here, woohoo! And, sorry, I got something in my mouth. Let me drink some water. Yeah, what's up with Oprah? Apparently she's been giving out pillows that have computer chips in them. That's concerning if that's true. Very dangerous, terrible what's happening to the Hawaiians. It makes me very sad. Well, it's There's really no such thing as Hawaiians, I don't think anymore. Much like the Native American folks, the people that are native to Hawaii are mostly Samoan. So they're from the Samoan Islands. And I think people that are Samoan are called Native Hawaiians. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of um, mixed race, basically, people that are half Samoan and half Caucasian. Um, and it just is terrible the the dynamic that's been set in motion for so many decades, the struggle with Hawaii and it being basically used as a tourist destination, and the people that are there kind of survive largely off of the economy is really based on that, but there's a lot of resentment, understandably. Um, and it has just been a real bone of contention for a long time. I mean, I even think about the television series from the 70s, Hawaii Five-O. I know they've done a reboot of it, but some of the craziest crimes would happen in Honolulu. And it's not just because it's a city like any other city, it's because um, some of it is because of that dynamic that the people that are native to the islands are so vindictive towards the tourists. So they would commit some heinous crimes against the tourists. I think that that's what inspired that show starting. But having been to the Big Island a couple of times and to Oahu one time, I spent 1 week on Oahu. I spent over a week on the Big Island each time I was there, and it's just interesting. I did my best to stay away from the tourist traps and to kind of do the al natural. You can't really camp in Hawaii so well. um, there's like resorts, retreats that are more eco-friendly where you can kind of camp there, but they have it set up so that people from the mainland can't camp too well. You have to get your camping registration like 7 days in advance. So most people don't know that when they go there. um, I think that the last time we went, we did that, but we would like camp for a night and then stay in a bed and breakfast for a night. So we would travel around and see a lot of the different places and, just really try to check it out. Beautiful, beautiful place to vacation. And I'm one of these people that when I go to a place like Hawaii or the San Juan Islands in Washington State, I just think like, wow, how could I rearrange my whole life so that I can just like live here? But it's a hard life. Island life is a very hard life. Especially for people from the continental US, but even for the people that are native there. You're very isolated, resources are very scarce. This is on a good day. This is on a good day. The whole thing with island fever is very, very real. Most people who live in Hawaii on any of the islands can't afford to just up and get off the island when they feel like it. Um, it's a destination that people go to for usually about a week at a time, and it is like an ideal place for a vacation, but it's a rough place to live, is what I'm trying to say. So the people that live there are really the salt of the earth, you guys, like really like some true grit. Whether they're from the mainland or native to the island, some really good people. And a lot of them live off the grid. A lot of the people I met live off the grid. Um, a lot of the islands, a lot of sections of the islands are off the grid. Like Honolulu is just a small part of Oahu, and that is a city. I kind of compare it to Vegas because it's a lot of bells and whistles. But the whole rest of Oahu is not like that. And then Hawaii, the Big Island, is by far the biggest, and Kona on the west side has a lot of resorts, and the rest of the island is pretty low key. Um, And then I haven't been to Maui, I haven't been to Kauai. I hear wonderful things about both of them. But what I'm gathering is that this part of Maui that got burned is the working people's community. And that so many of these people lived off the grid that there's this part outside of Lahaina that is called the country. They just call it the country, and that's where a lot of these people have yurts. Yurts are super cool. They're fun to stay in. I've stayed in a couple on the Big Island, like one oh sorry, one up by the volcano, and then one down by the black sand beach. Um, but yeah, yurts are super cool. Super, super cool. So it's kind of like camping, but it's like deluxe camping. Um, Residents bought supplies, but FEMA won't let them distribute. As human, we know what fire and heat is, Mr. Official. Heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And a shout out for the Tesla dude. Yeah. Sorry, I've never been there. I've always wanted to go. Now, not so much. I hope they get something done for them and that they get over this faster. It's going to take a very long time. So my fear about locals leaving is that once they leave, it's going to be a land grab, more of a land grab, and that section of the island will get developed. And that's what developers want. They want to pave paradise, put up a parking lot, and cash in. So to see the greed just seething greed is what it amounts to in my humble estimation. um so yeah, I don't think anything is going to be done quickly, but this channel that I keep talking about, Hawaii real estate, and I'm not that familiar with them, so I think it's always good to um be a little suspicious and wonder, if there's an agenda, especially with them being a realty channel. But they're doing a lot of testimonials and trying to get funds directly to the victims that need it. So I've been watching those testimonials, and it is just outrageous, outrageous. The Kiely Rodni case has ties to Hawaii, Susan. I know I've been thinking the same thing. And then the whole thing with Mark Z, who was allegedly boots on the ground looking for Kylie. And I don't know if he's been boots on the ground over there in Maui, but let's see. Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, what up? I'm so behind. Summer is too busy. I can't catch up. Chips in the pillows. Computer chips in the pillows. I don't know if this is accurate. I've heard this. I don't know. So if there's computer chips in pillows, it makes you wonder why. And why wouldn't you just tell people that? Like, well, I'm giving you a pillow with a computer chip in it, and this is why. Um, if it's like a tracking device, that's creepy AF. Which island do you recommend for vacation someday? Oh man, probably Kauai at this point in time. I've always heard that Kauai and Maui are the best ones. And now with this, I would say that it'd be good for people to go to Maui and spend money and support the economy there, but also to be helpful, to make it more like a mission type of, less of a vacation and more of a mission. They're going to need a lot for a long time. So, people that want to spend money on Maui, I'd say that we should be hyping that up. Mega Pints and Muffin says, I highly admire their dedication to their heritage and family. You don't find that just anywhere. And that's why I'm so happy to hear these fire victim survivors saying that they want to stay, that they're going to fight tooth and nail to try to rebuild in the area that they're from. moving sets you back a lot. So even if you're wiped out the way they've been, rebuilding, you're going to have your social connections and your business connections right there. Once you relocate, you're kind of starting from ground zero for a lot of that. Even if it's moving for a job and it's financially sound. I mean, it's just so expensive to move too. Again, even if your employer is paying for it, and it's exhausting. I mean, we all have moved, right? Moving sucks, in my opinion. I've moved way too many times. I haven't moved in like 10 years and I don't want to. But let's see. Um, Hawaii is a dream. It is, man. The first time I flew there, I don't like flying, and I especially don't like flying over water. And then when you see these perfect tropical paradise islands, it's just like, man, it's completely worth it. Um, but yeah, it's disgusting how these people are like fighting over these islands. It's like it's so cliche, like everybody wants to be king of the island, right? Like get off of my cloud. Um, Lahaina used to be Hawaii's capital before Honolulu. Thanks, Susan. I had no idea. I had no clue. That is really good information. Hawaii and Key West are two of my favorite places in the world, other than Rio, of course. I have not been to Key West. I've not been to Rio. But yeah, a lot of the like Hemingway Key West stuff sounds pretty cool. And I often recommend a Netflix series called Bloodline that was filmed in the Florida Keys, and it's a pretty cool on-site location and kind of goes into the history of the Florida Keys. It's interesting, and it's about trafficking, you guys. It's about the chemical trafficking and the money laundering. Bloodline. It's really good, very very well done. An excellent cast, and like some of just the best cinematography you've ever seen, being right on site in the Keys. Bewildered by all the multi-million dollar homes that were untouched. I know, mega pints and muffins. That's one of the many things that's so sus. So sus. Um, let's see. I'm laughing at Divine Justice saying, "What?" Squirrel Tribe has been doing some awesome videos on. I'm just going to stumble over that word every single time. Lahaina. You guys can just laugh at me. I'm going to have to delete all that out. No, I'm just kidding. I really try hard not to edit my videos. Squirrel Tribe has been doing a lot, and I don't know if there's been anything done the last couple of days that I've missed, but yeah, Shanda was doing some excellent coverage, and yeah, things were just going way over my head at first, and um, it's been very eye-opening. Army for Jesus, hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Um, Army, what happened to your doggy? Oh, dare I ask? Well, Hawaii are their own people, and we did not have consent in taking over their land. Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's a lot like the issue with Native Americans. But you guys, in my video yesterday, I mentioned about, and I just briefly mentioned that this whole thing in Maui smacks of Tulsa, Oklahoma 102 years ago, in my humble opinion. You know, where Black Wall Street was just torched and it was never hidden, but no one's ever been prosecuted either. And hundreds of people died. It's heinous. And to me, it seems like the same type of thing. But my opinion is that there's thousands of people that have died, you guys. Like, people that lived off the grid in the encampment areas, nobody's gonna report them missing, and if somebody doesn't report a person missing, they're not gonna be on the record. And if all of someone's friends and family are also deceased, then none of them are gonna be reporting each other missing. That's my concern. Dang. Um, yeah, um, Hawaii is definitely remarkable. I mean, the island spirits are nothing to joke about. They are serious, and yeah, they will get their revenge. Ukraine gets another 40 billion. We have so many homeless and hungry people in our country. Immigrants get a hotel and cash. The printer, I don't know what that means. Divine justice. They're gonna Rex the sprinter. What? Maybe they want to claim it as New Epstein Island. Yeah. Did you say someone is looking for Kylie? Noel, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Yeah, that has me. That's a curveball. Um, let's see. Let me go ahead and highlight that one in case anybody wants to follow up on it. And we'll cut Ukraine off and start doing for the US again. Squirrel Tribe is my go-to. Edit Divine Justice. I love that. I never edit lives, but I got potty mouth. Yeah. Yeah. When you edit a live, you lose all of your comments, your likes, your views, and then it goes from your live section on your channel, it goes to what I call your unalive section, just regular video. So yeah, it stinks. So yeah, I try to never have to edit them. Never, ever, ever learned that the hard way. I came from my son's game and found him stiff. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so sad. Losing a pet can be really hard. Bye, Justice. Don't do Trump channels. Um, yeah, Amy, I'm not down with that either. So, I mean, it's such a divisive issue. I just don't even like to, you know. Um, Kathy Jean. Everyone's gonna be trying to help me out of my verbal dyslexia. Um, yeah, so sorry about your doggy army. That sucks. If it's a child, they have to report it or go to jail. Um, are you talking about the children that washed up on the shore yesterday, allegedly? So sorry, I've had a similar situation happen when I was little with my first cat, praying for you and your family. Almost an hour late, but glad I made it after such a long time. Um, I can't believe we've been on for almost an hour already. What? How'd that happen? Yeah, nice to see you, Miss Amir. It's been probably a month or so since I've done a live, so I was happy to try to do it. It messed up the first time there was no video, so I had to start over. Let's see. Sounds to me like trying to describe someone's butt in Spanish. That's funny, Army. That's very funny. Thanks you guys so much. Um, it means the queen. Okay, I thought Maui meant like too freaking hot or something like that. Um, it's like a really hot and arid island, which you know, I didn't know that it was. I know the Kauai is like the rainforest. Kauai is supposed to be the best one for hiking. But the Big Island and Oahu are both not very arid. I mean, they probably have arid parts. There's a lot of microclimates, Um, I can keep my tax dollars now. I just like things raw and uncut and genuine. Oh, I agree completely. I know. The only thing I edited out of my video yesterday was one time when I was talking about Idaho, I said Utah. So I literally edited out one single second and it still took hours to process. That was funny. Yeah. And a lot of times I'll just leave the mistake in and then put in the comment section. But I just thought it was good just to zip it out of there if I could, just surgically remove it. So yeah, thanks so much for being here, you guys. I really miss doing my live, so I'm really excited to see everybody. I appreciate you so much. Share, subscribe, ring your notification bell. I'll do my little thumbs up again. Do 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 do. And what else? Let me check my notes. My phone has beeped a couple of times, so I don't know if there's anything I need to check on there. Yeah, so sorry for your loss. That's just stinks. Apparently, they're not telling how many. No, there's is it still at 115, the body count? But apparently like 180 washed up on the shore yesterday, and they're not addressing it. I mean, they've put them on ice, and um, I think it was the FBI kind of took things over a couple days ago, and overnight it went from 800 missing to over 1,000 missing. So I found that interesting, but I'm thinking that there's very likely still another 1,000 or 2,000 more than that are missing that are not reported, because if people are living off grid, nobody's going to be reporting, in my humble opinion. Um, let's see. So yeah, it's just crazy that they are trying to keep the numbers so freaking unrealistically low. My video has been messing up too. Stupid trucky demons be gone in Jesus' name. That's funny. But yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. I didn't know if that's why I was having trouble getting on my live or if it was other stuff. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you. Of course, you're awesome. Yeah, STPUNE. You draw us in. Good job. Happy to see alive. Take care, all. Great weekend. Catching live. Driving though. Be careful, Nico. Be careful. Um, so yeah, let's see. Checking my notes. Um, can you believe the trial has been postponed? Well, that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the video is I'm really curious why Judge said this is a complicated case, because if it's what they say it is, it's pretty straightforward. So I don't believe it's what they say it is, and the fact that he said that this is a complicated case just confirms that for me. Um I really think some, if not all of those children were kidnapped by the evil ones. I sure hope not, but it's anything's possible. And yeah, then they can just say, "Oh, well, they burned in the fire." Enjoy yoga. Yikes. Yeah, that's a huge concern. Absolutely a huge concern. So, there's a brand new channel to me. It's not a brand new channel at all, but it's covering the Hawaii information from a real critical angle. And the name of the channel is called Hustle BITCH. So I just started watching their channel last night. It looks pretty interesting. There's one about Mark Z that I am probably going to watch as soon as I get a chance to today. Um, and yeah, it's really good to me. It's really good that that real estate channel is doing all these testimonials with individuals. And I hope that my friend who's there that survived it, I hope that he'll do his own testimonial. I was going to suggest it to him because I know that he's a local and he's a fan of that channel. And he's also, I believe he's actually Native Hawaiian, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to ask him. Let's see. Judge actually got a notice to serve jury duty on this case. Too funny. Now that just doesn't even make sense. Like that kind of concerns me that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. Um oh, squirrels, you think that's a good channel, the hustle B word? Um I and the Hawaii real estate, drop links to the two channels you've mentioned. Thank you. Are you familiar with it? Because I'm only brand new to it as of last night. So, it's what I've seen is interesting. I really want to watch the one about the guy who started Facebook. Um, let's see. And thank you for doing that. Oh, so Squirrel says she likes both. And I have so much respect for you, Shanda. So if you give them the seal of approval, I will give them the seal of approval too. I like Hustle Beach too. I like the name. It's a dude though, isn't it? I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a female, but yeah, anybody can be a beach or biatch, depending on where you want to go with that. So, you guys, I just want to say thanks again. It's a dude. Thank you so much for being here, everyone and mods. I'm hoping to be able to get on my lives more often as summer is finally come to a close and life as I once knew it will be a little more routine and more predictable. Um, I always say, having kids is like the best thing in the world, but it is so challenging. Um, and what is your first name? Kathy Jean, I can't tell you. That's a secret. Top secret. Someday, I mean, people, if my channel gets big, people will find out anyway. But, it's freaking YouTube. And it's just like, you got to be careful. There's so many sinister trolls out there. Um, Play on Truth 15 is another great channel for do info. Awesome. I've seen the vids. I just didn't know the channel. May I drop that link too? Yes, please do, squirrels. Please do. It's so hard to be a good parent. FR. I don't know what FR means. Um, for real. Yeah, it is. It's really hard to be a good parent. Like sometimes, I have teenagers and sometimes they make me so mad I just want to tell them to screw themselves. And then I'm like, wait, no, I'm the grown up. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm the parent. I mean, sometimes I think, yeah, they need to get hit with a dose of reality, but um, oh, okay, a fake name, Kathy Jean. Before I started my own channel, I was on What's the Obsession as a guest, and she called me Xena, so that's kind of stuck. So yeah, you can call me Xena. People call me Justice. People call me Lady Justice. Um, and just don't call me late for dinner, right? So awesome. So Squirrel Tribe, I thought you were talking about your own channel with Squirrel Tribe. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that one out. Teenagers, yes. So, I have had teenagers for many years, and I will continue to have teenagers for many years, and I'm just amazed that I've survived it. Um, so what was I gonna highlight? The squirrel tribe? Because I'm not familiar with that. Um, so yeah, my oldest child being 21 got me into being a mother of a teenager when she was 13. Or actually more like when she was 3, but we'll go with 13. So that was 7, 8 years ago was when my career as a parent of teens started 8 years ago, and my youngest is 11, so it'll go for another 8 years. Oh, so I'm at the halfway point, and it'll be 16 years of having teenagers, and a lot of that time has been having 3 teenagers, because my oldest son is 19, my younger son is 16, and then the 11 and a half year old. So, yeah, for a few years there, I was having 3 teenagers, and then the one finally turned 20. And then I've had the 2 teenagers. And by the time the other one turns 20, then the youngest one, it'll be a year later. Like, I've done all these little mathematical equations in my head of like how I'm surviving this. I don't know. And I love math when my brain works, which, sometimes it does. So now we can say, "Hi, Xena. I thought your real name was Xena Warrior Princess." Yes, it is. That is my real name. But actually, Kevin Neese is the real Xena Warrior Princess. He says he has the badge to show it because who is the sweet, kind person? Oh, it's escaping me that made us those Kylie ornaments. Oh, it'll come to me if anybody remembers. She's got a cute, catchy name. Um, anyway, she sent me the one that said "Dear Kevin" on it, and then she sent Kevin the one that said "Dear Xena." Um, let's see. She's incredible. You're talking about Squirrel Tribe. See, I've never even heard of Squirrel Tribe. I'm excited to check it out. How have you survived that? Yeah, I do not know. I guess just lots of water and exercise and sleep. Yoga. You guys, when COVID happened and I had four kids studying at home, my oldest was in her senior year, and so all four of my kids were in their rooms doing their homework all day. And that's when I got super into gardening because then I could be home, but I could be outside. Had my own space. And if the kids needed me, I was right there, but I was like outside all the time. And that was like outdoor yoga, really. I mean, that's when I got into hardscaping too. So I had gotten into gardening, I think the year before, maybe 2 years before, simply because my mother did all of my gardening. And then when she was no longer able to, I kind of picked up where she left off and I could consult with her and she'd tell me what to do. And then when COVID happened, I started the hardscaping because I wanted to build a patio so that we could have outdoor visiting area where it would be safe for, fresh air and all that. And then eventually I did patio like all the way around the entire house, like front. It started in the front and then it did something on the side and then did some in the back. And then I did like the 360 so that my mother would be able to come over with a wheelchair, but she never got a chance to do that because she was bedridden for 3 years. She wasn't even well enough to come over in a wheelchair. It was really rough. She died a year and a half ago of kidney failure. So kidney failure sucks. But she was 80 when or 79 when she passed away, so I'm lucky that we had so much time with her. Um, so let's get caught up and say goodbye to everyone. What time is it? It's almost 3. Yeah, we got to get going. Squirrel Tribe. Oh, I'm so excited to check out this new channel. Thanks, you guys. See, that's why I've missed going live because you guys have the best information. Just wait. Grandchildren, you have to critique your parenting style according to the ones you raised. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Pixie Knickers. No, I don't think it was Pixie Knickers that did the ornaments. I don't think. Was it? I'll think of it. I'll put it in the description when I get it. I don't think it was Pixie Knickers. I think it was another one catchy like Pixie Knickers. That's what got me onto Squirrel Tribe was her coverage on food, GMOs, and all the derailings and fires. My sister is Xena. Oh, very cool. I got a Kylie keychain from Cece. I'm so grateful. Oh, please show your Kylie keychain, Susan. I don't know how you would do that unless you have a channel or something. um, I have not heard of the Kylie keychains, but that's kind of ironic too with the whole thing with her freaking keys. Sunflower Dragon, hello, hello. It's so nice. I'm sorry about your mama. I love my flowers. Have a great weekend. Love Squirrel Tribe. She is near me. Patty Cakes, yes, Nico Mingo. That's who did. You nailed it. Patty Cakes did the Kylie ornaments that we're hoping will be available for people to purchase. We need to work on that. Kylie keychain, so cool. Yeah, totally. And Miss Squirrels on Fire and Ara, glad you're still pops on often. Yeah, Squirrels on Fire and Ara haven't been as productive as they've been, and I've been missing them too. I got my medallion ornament from Patty Cakes. Yes, squirrels, awesome. So yeah, we need to figure out how to produce them because she said that that was fine to reproduce the exact same ones with her design and then, distribute them more widely for people that are interested. Um, I communicated with her directly about that and she gave the green light. So, you guys, thanks again. I'm just so grateful to have my viewers, my subs. I appreciate your time and your attention. I'm limited this week. My RA is so flared in all my joints and it's causing nerve damage flare. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's killing me to type, but I'm pushing myself. Oh, dang it. Crap. I don't know what can be done for RA other than what, turmeric or something? I would think olive oil because that's good for everything. But I know it's basically untreatable, but maybe acupuncture, just like damage control and management. Lost my mom in February, and we had just started watching YouTube together on true crime. My mom really enjoyed you, as I do too. I'm so sorry about your mom. That is awesome, Heather Feather. Thank you for that. I love that. That is totally awesome. Yeah, my mom was very excited about my YouTube channel, even though, you know, like, I mean, I was talking about it for years. I actually didn't start it till after she passed away, but she was very excited for me to start it. So I felt like she was with me in spirit when I finally got it going. Yes, get better, Squirrels on Fire. Referred to you as Jazz, hasn't Shan, or just abbreviated you. So Xena, it is. Jazz and Xena, interchangeable for sure. I'll definitely go live tomorrow, regardless of how I feel. Well, I would love to be there in your live in chat or on panel, whatever works for you. Um, you do a great job. Thank you, Heather Feather. Like I said, I literally could not do it without all of the people that subscribe and watch and moderate and comment and all that good stuff. So thanks a million. So happy to see you guys. And I will try to get on your panel tomorrow, Shan. I love you. Peace out and sending you light, sending you love. Make sure you get your exercise, your fresh air and sunshine, and your veggies are so important. Load up on your veggies. Um, Definitely your water, protein. I said protein already, didn't I? Sleep and rest and relaxation are very important. Some people don't realize that relaxing and resting and sleeping are actually way more important than exercise itself. So you got to get your sleep. You got to chill out and unwind and just take care of yourself. Put your feet up. Yes, what time? I just slept 12 hours. I'm going to go get veggies and protein. Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to go get some veggies and protein too. So, thanks you guys. I'm going to hit the end stream, although I just want to go on forever and ever. I'm like a little kid and I just don't want to miss anything. 8 to 9 on Friday. All right. Somewhere around there. Awesome. We'll see you there. Peace out. Thanks again, you guys. Take care.